Hello, my name is Sasha Goodrich. Welcome to my presentation on the futuristic view of education, the role of teachers in the 21st century and beyond in the Caribbean. This presentation is in fulfillment of EDPH 6000, the changing face of education in the Caribbean. Why did I choose this topic? As a former teacher, I have been concerned with the disconnect between our teacher methods, the technology age in which we live in, the needs of employers, and the type of student we produce. I believe the role of teachers needs an upgrade in the region. Do you agree that the role of teachers needs an upgrade? Consider these questions. Do you think the role of teachers has changed, or have they remained the same? Has technology changed the role of teachers in the Caribbean? What can be done to improve the role of teachers here in the Caribbean region? Researchers in education such as Aaron Miller, Didicus Jules, and Brissett, and others recognize that the world is changing. We are now living in a knowledge economy where technology drives progress. However, these changes are not reflected in the classrooms in the Caribbean. Backus noted that the role of teachers in the Caribbean is on preparing students for examinations and are producing a conservative, obedient workforce that exhibit good manners, and not on developing skills for knowledge economy, skills such as collaboration, critical thinking, technology mastery, and creativity. The problem is teachers are using outdated methodologies based on memorization and rote learning. These methodologies date back to colonial times. It also means that the current methodologies are outdated and, as Jutes et al. Stated, preparing students for a world that does not exist. The role of the teacher has changed. Teachers are no longer disseminators of knowledge, sages on the stage, but they're guides on the side. They're also lifelong learners, crafters of problems, and holistic evaluators. This means new models for teacher training must be implemented within the Caribbean region. Jutes et al., Aaron Miller, and others stated that massive ongoing retraining of educators is essential for teaching to be relevant to the 21st century and beyond. An action plan to facilitate retraining of teachers should be implemented within the Caribbean region. The action plan seeks to implement a strategy to improve the role of teachers via enhanced teacher training at the macro and micro levels that addresses deficiencies in the current training of teachers. The plan seeks to equip teachers with the pedagogical knowledge and skills to create the learning environment that produces the ideal Caribbean student or citizen within a technological world. The action plan has two stages, a macro stage and a micro stage. The first strategy is to implement the Regional Teachers Training Institute established on the CARICOM in collaboration with the University of the West Indies Open Campus. The Teacher Training Institute is to be established by 2026. The purpose of the Teacher Training Institute would be to develop programs, monitor and coordinate the training of teachers across the Caribbean at different levels, these being the pre-primary, primary, secondary, and tertiary level. To establish the Teacher Training Institute, you will need personnel trained at the master's and doctoral level in the following areas: education technology, pedagogy, teaching practices, action research, theories of learning. You will also need persons trained in instruction design and curriculum development, as well as quality assurance. Possible barriers for the establishment of the Teacher Training Institute would be lack of qualified persons at the master's and doctoral level in the areas identified, protests from teacher training colleges that they may see the institute as competition, finances, and insularity. Possible solutions to the establishment of the Teacher Training Institute would be recruiting qualified persons from the Caribbean diaspora, utilization of expertise from the teacher training colleges, obtaining cooperation from member states and their respective ministries of education, and obtaining funding from international organizations. Another action plan strategy will be to use technology to integrate all teacher training colleges across the Caribbean. This will be the responsibility of the Caribbean Knowledge Learning Network Agency and the teacher training colleges in order to foster collaboration and sharing of information to improve the role of teachers. Two barriers to the use of technology to integrate teacher training will be resistance to the initiative by the teacher training colleges and internet connectivity across the Caribbean. Two possible solutions will be establishing memorandums of understanding between the colleges and improving internet connectivity. The micro-level strategies will focus on continuous teacher training via mentorship programs, establishing learning communities in the schools, and teaching digital citizenship. These strategies can be implemented within 3 years. The persons responsible for the continuous training at the micro level would be the principals of the various schools and their management teams in collaboration with the Ministry of Education. Barriers to the implementation of micro-level strategies are as follows. Lack of buy-in from principal and management team. In the case of mentorship programs, there may not be enough master teachers to facilitate membership. Silo cultures within the schools as well as time constraints will be barriers to establishing PLCs. In terms of digital citizenship, barriers encountered will be lack of a reliable internet service, lack of access to digital tools or computer technology, and teachers' resistance to the role of teaching digital citizenship. Solutions would be for the ministry to implement a continuous learning policy, obtain buy-in from principal and management team in terms of mentorship, identify and train a pool of master teachers, establish strong communications within the school, train teachers to be digital citizens, and improve internet connectivity within the schools. The role of teachers has changed. Teachers are required to adopt new teaching strategies and methods to suit the technological age. The action plan sought to focus on retraining of teachers at the macro and micro level.